This
junction.
conference will now be recorded.
That's where I turn my microphone off.
There we go. I should turn my microphone off a lot of the times. Good morning, everybody. I'll call this meeting to order, and it's a public meeting concerning proposed zoning bylaw amendments pursuant to Section 34 of the Planning Act. It's just one file today, and just let me go through this for a second. It's C14-21, Enoch Bowman, and any person or public body is entitled to attend the meeting and make written or oral submissions in support of or in opposition to any of the proposed zoning bylaw amendments. Written comments should be submitted to the clerk, Lindsay Green. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the Township of Southgate before the zoning bylaw is passed, the person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision of the Council of Township of Southgate to the Ontario Land Tribunal. And in addition, they may not be added as a party to the hearing of an appeal before the Ontario Land Tribunal. Unless in the opinion of the board, there are reasonable grounds to do so. So as I said, the first one is Enoch Bowman. The location, let me start up here. The purpose of this is the proposed zoning bylaw amendment application is to allow for an industrial use, being a sawmill and industrial use shop. The owners wish to add the sawmill and shop to the list of permitted uses for the agriculture A1 zone. The shop, including office and power room, are proposed to be up to 750 meters squared with outside storage of approximately 500 meters squared. If the shop is less than the 750 meters squared, the outside storage area may be enlarged, provided the combined storage and shop do not exceed 1,250 meters squared. The shop will utilize a portion of existing agriculture operation. The location is concession 10, lot 27, geographic township of Proton, civic address 146190 Southgate Road 14. The effect of the proposed zoning bylaw amendment would be to change the zone symbol on a portion of the subject lands to permit the industrial use shop within a new agricultural exception zone. Any environmental protection zone boundary may be adjusted based on Conservation Authority comments. May I please have confirmation from the clerk that proper notice was given in accordance with the Planning Act?
Yes, thank you, Chair Woodbury. Proper notice was given in accordance with the Planning Act.
Okay, thank you. I'll now ask our planner, Clint Stredwick, to review correspondence received.
Good morning, council members and Chair Woodbury. The first set of comments we have this morning is from Public Works Department, indicating that the road is a rural asphalt standard. And it will require a commercial paved apron when and if it moves forward. Comments from the County of Grey indicate that a portion of the subject lands are located within the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority screening area, and county planning staff are recommending receiving comments from the SVCA staff. County staff recommend that a revised site plan be submitted to show a proposed rezoning area with a maximum area of 8,000 square meters. Provided a revised site plan is submitted and that positive comments are received from the Conservation Authority, county staff have no further concerns on the subject application. The Saugeen Valley Conservation indicate that the proposed zoning bylaw amendment is acceptable to the SVCA staff. And that is all the comments that I have received.
Okay, thank you. Was there anything from the public?
None received.
Okay, thanks. Any questions from council at this time? Martin?
Thanks, John. Clinton, I'm looking at the map with the proposed outdoor storage and all that. I notice it's got trees around the back part of the proposed sawmill. I'm just thinking those two long strips, obviously for wood, lumber, would the trees not be better placed along that edge to hide that from public view? Because there's no point putting trees behind the building. Wouldn't that be more better? That's really bad English. Wouldn't it be better just to run a row of trees down there to hide from the public view? That's what it's all about.
You're absolutely right, Councillor Shipston. This is a proposed site plan application at this point.
Yep.
They will have to revise the plan accordingly to meet the bylaw. And one of the provisions of the bylaw is that your outside screening or outside storage is to be screened from view. So having it along the edges like that, I understand why they're doing that, because there's a nice, I guess, laneway there that they can bring their equipment down to stack the wood quite easily. Unfortunately, that's why they were doing that, to take advantage of that. However,
that's logical to do that. But
yeah, so the option is they would either put trees all along the one side of that then, which may or may not be what they want to do, or they adjust that area to show where the trees are going to be. Yeah, so there's some work to be done on the site plan for sure. As you heard the comments from the county, the size of the actual area to be rezoned actually has to be reduced a little bit to comply with the county official plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That was just the one thing that stuck out to me like well, there were trees like a green thumb. So we'll go from there. But no, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions or discussion from council at this time?
Barbara.
Okay. Go ahead, Kate. Barbara.
Good morning. Good morning, Clinton. You
Morning.
just said, good morning. You just indicated that the site plan, the area to be rezoned needed to be reduced to satisfy the county, but 8,000 square meters is significantly more than 750 square meters. I know that they changed their official plan to allow up to 8,000 square meters, but ours is more restrictive. How does that then, their rezoned area of 8,000 square meters, but they'll only be able to use 750 square meters or 1,200 square meters?
Okay, so just give me 1 second here and I'll go. It has to do with the way the policy is worded in the County of Grey official plan.
Right.
Because they have an area to be rezoned, and then it's a percentage of that area that can be used for building. So it has a gross floor area. So
Okay.
It says in the county comments on page 2 of their letter, table 8 in section 5.22 states that agricultural properties 20 hectares or greater, the lesser of 2% of the total size of the property, or a maximum combined area of the use of 8,000 square meters is permitted as the maximum size of the farm diversified uses. The subject lands are 40 hectares, so a maximum of 8,000 square meters would be permitted as the total area of the on-farm diversified use. At present, the current site plan proposes to rezone an area of approximately 12,000 meters squared, so it's quite a bit larger. County staff would
Sorry, I
recommend.
misread that then.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the difference, is they just got to tighten up their envelope a little bit.
Right. Okay. I misread that because our on-farm diversified uses are restricted to up to 2%, but a maximum in our official plan of 1,200, not 12,000, 1,200 square meters, right?
1250, yeah. It's a matter
Yeah.
of the building size versus the area to be rezoned.
Okay, thank you. I have another question. Because it's a sawmill, is that an industrial use? Are we proposing an on-farm diversified use, or is this an agricultural related on-farm use?
You can,
Or is the
Both
answer
of them.
yes?
I guess the political answer would be both of them are permitted. I would say this is more akin to an agriculturally related use. However,
Yeah.
not all of the wood is coming from this particular farm. So all of the
Mhm.
wood is coming from off farm somewhere else and brought here, processed, and then taken somewhere else. So
Okay.
it's a bit
Okay, well,
debatable.
yeah. Thank you for the clarification. Thanks, Clinton.
No problem.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments from council? All right, seeing none, I'll now ask if the applicant or agent is present. Please identify yourself by stating your name for the record, and would you like to make any representation for your application?
Solomon Martin.
Yes, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
I did change that site plan and I sent it to Clinton, put the site plan control. And those logs are not going to be stored there. They're behind the shop now with screen with trees. That's
Great.
all I have to do.
Great, well, thank you. And thank you for being here for the meeting. I appreciate it. Is there anyone present that would like to make submission in support of the application? Well, I don't see any public here, so we're not going to have that. And is there anyone present that would like to make a submission in opposition to the application? Okay. Any further questions from members of council? Go ahead, Martin.
I'm just curious, maybe this shouldn't be answered now, but with the area for the mulch storage pad and with the other place making the cedar posts, is there something, any bylaws about getting rid of this mulch? Like how much are you allowed to store before it starts to stink and stuff like that? Maybe that's a question that isn't relevant to this, but
There isn't a bylaw relating to, it just relates to the total area of it. It doesn't relate to how much is there.
okay.
Okay. Any further questions or
Just for
comments?
council's, if I could, Chair Woodbury, just
Yep,
for
go ahead.
council's information, this business was actually located somewhere else. And the reason why they're having to move it to this particular farm is because where it was, the neighbor was actually allergic to cedar and was having allergic reactions to the cedar. So they, out of their I guess community spirit or what have you, they agreed, even though it was all approved and up and running, they agreed to move this somewhere else. So that's just a bit of why they're having to go through this process, is that their intention is to try and alleviate a concern in another area with someone being allergic to cedar.
Okay. Any further questions from council? All right, seeing none, then I'll declare this portion of the public meeting adjourned at 9:15. And I guess we'll see most of you back for meeting at 10 o'clock. So, in a bit.
Will do.